Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today I want to show you a little bit of a back-end view of my own omnichannel chatbot, which I'm currently totally redoing. Currently I'm working on V3, so version 3 of my chatbot, and I'm trying to optimize where I can, right? To simplify things and still provide a really advanced setup. And one of the things, and for the ones who have been following me for quite some time, is that I am using what is called an intent selector. And an intent selector basically means that I let AI determine which kind of intent should be triggered, which kind of intent matches the user's question. And from there, I'm going to forward them towards the correct automation, the correct AI automation, because I'm trying to let everything run on AI only. And as you can see, I have two versions. Currently, what I'm having is 2.0 intent selector and containing 13 nodes. And if I take a look here, it's really basic to understand, but inside, as you can see, inside a chat completion, I'm using OpenAI. I'm letting AI determine the intent to match the user's question, right? So if I'm going to take a look here, you are to determine the intent of the user based on the last reply and the prior history of the conversation. And then I'm basically giving some information on the kind of intents that can be matched with. And I'm also giving some additional information there. Based on that information, the user goes towards different flows, and you can see that I have quite a few flows here. So currently 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 flows. And basically that consists my entire chatbot, right? So everything is going back and forth between this intent selector, this content loop, to determine which intent is matched, then send them towards the correct automation where AI then follows up with the correct and proper information. So this is the first, well, basically the V2. My very first intent selector was about 45 nodes long and contained many different kinds of things. So inside of this condition block, I basically check, okay, what is the response that I get back? Does it contain main menu? I send the user towards the main menu. Does it contain help, question, or assistance, right? Then go towards support, and so on and so on. So what is different inside the V3 intent selector? So if we're going to take a look there, you'll see I have a little bit of a different setup, and I'm not fully done yet. I only connected one flow here, as you can see, right? But if we take a look here, then this is already different. First, I'm going to detect the user's sentiment. And with that, I mean, I'm going to let AI determine the sentiment of the user's question. So is it a positive question or response, right? Is it a negative one, a neutral one? And based on that, I'm going towards the next step. And if I'm going to take a look here inside this function flow itself, then you will see that if the sentiment is positive or neutral, we are going to continue as normal. If it's agitated or frustrated, so instead of sending the user towards standard AI replies every single time and the user is really agitated or frustrated, I'm going to send them towards the customer support. And if the AI sentiment is depressed, so a user, I had a few instances where a user really was depressed inside of live chat, right? And to prevent that, of me not being notified when that happens, because things can always happen and I don't want to have that on my conscience, then I'm having send to emergency flow, right? So if we're going to go back towards the intent selector itself, so where we can see here, if it's a positive or neutral sentiment, then we go towards determining the intent of the question. If it's agitated or frustrated, we're going towards customer support. And then when it's depressed, then we're going towards a special flow that I'm going to develop. The magic happens here, the main magic, and that's basically also inside the version 2 of the intent selector, and that is to determine the intent. But I made a small adjustment here to reduce the number of flows. If I'm going to take a look here, you can see that I now have two different kinds of payloads that I basically want the AI to output, right? So I have an intent and I have an automation. So the automation is going to determine which flow the user needs to go to, and the intent will be used inside of that flow to determine which part of the flow the user needs to go to. And this makes it much more comprehensive and much more condensed to reduce the number of nodes, but also reduce the number of basically the number of flows needed, right? So now, as you can see, the automation is customer service for small talk, as you can see here. Then we have the main menu is also for customer service. And then we also have customer support for customer service. And for membership, templates, workshops, as you can see here, apps, coaching, right? All falls on the membership. Then I have some tutorial videos free for everyone to watch, like this one. Then it goes towards the automation for YouTube. And then the intent is, for example, to subscribe. If the user has the intention to subscribe, it will go towards this specific section of this automation. And if we're going to take a look, I'm going to add that towards a text custom field AI matched intent selector. And from here, we are going to take a look to basically pass the payload into a JavaScript, as you can see here, because it's a text-based value that I'm mapping it to. That's the disadvantage of my own mini app at the moment. I can only do so with a text-based custom field. So I'm going to use a JavaScript to convert this text-based JSON payload into an actual JSON custom field. So if I'm going to test this, I'm going to save the result here, right? So this part, the intent and automation, into the AI intent selector matched intent JSON field. And that is the custom field that I'm going to check inside of this condition step. So if I'm going to take a look, you can see that I'm going with the JSON field, but I'm going to check the automation part. So if the automation is customer service, the user goes towards customer service. If the automation is membership, I will create a flow with membership. If the user wants to see tutorials or something like that, it goes towards the YouTube automation. And if it has anything to do with leads, then it will go towards the lead magnet, right? This is part one, why this is a better way of structuring everything. As I mentioned, I'm using now two different payloads. The first one is to determine the intent to send the user towards the correct automation flow. But now inside the flow itself, if I'm going to take a look here, you will see that I'm going to check the other value of the JSON payload. And instead of the automation, I'm now going to check the intent. And if the intent is small talk, right? Just regular conversation between the user and the AI, then I'm going towards this part. And I'm first doing an onboarding process to see if I have everything, and otherwise it will just go towards a regular it will just go towards a regular small talk section. If the menu is, for example, or if the intent is main menu, right? Then I go and check, okay, I have two different menus that I want to show. One is for my CMA members, so my Chatbot Marketing Accelerator membership, right? So if the user has this tag, hashtag all access member, then I need to display the member menu. And that goes something like this. And inside I have all the information about the premium templates, about the LMS, the workshops, the mini apps, and so on, in just a few nodes. And these few nodes basically make up the entire main menu the user can choose from. Once the choice has been made, it will basically forward towards the correct chat completion, where the AI can then provide more information regarding towards the user's specific question about the membership. And if the user does not have this tag, so it's just a regular user, I'm going with almost a similar setup, but now I'm going with this section. So does the user just want to have some membership information, or yeah, basically the Chatbot Marketing Accelerator membership info? Then it goes towards this chat completion. Is it interested in receiving a freebie, right? Then we go towards this part where the user can download a free template for the UChat platform. If they want to see tutorials, then it goes towards this specific workshop information. And then for support questions, I'm going to set up basically another automation section here for any kind of question they want to ask me myself, right? Which the AI might not be able to reply to, or just want to get in contact with me directly. But you can see that it is much more condensed now. So in the version 2, this would have been a separate flow. The main menu would be a separate flow. The main menu for regular users would be a separate flow. And now within just a few nodes, I'm able to provide one flow, one customer service flow that handles the engagement. So small talk, it handles the main menu and any kind of membership or regular kind of information about conversational marketing and my own content, right? And also later on, and I will try to finish that today and otherwise tomorrow, the customer support section, all within one flow, where I normally would have basically created 3 or 4 flows. And that is all due to the new structure inside the intent selector, where I'm now going to output two values. So one is for the automation to determine which flow that the user needs to go to. And then once inside that flow, I'm going to check the intent. Is it just regular small talk? Does the user need to see the main menu, right? Does the user need to go towards customer support or anything like that? So this is something that I'm working on. I'm thinking that this will be finished by the end of next week. I have a lot of projects in the meantime that I also need to work on, of course, as my new position as CTO. Which I will record a separate video for really soon to show you what I've been working on the last few months, and also the reason why my video content on this channel was a little bit low in comparison with regular content uploads, right? But I promise it is really good. It's a really fantastic new AI startup program platform, which takes things to the next level. For currently we're focusing on e-commerce businesses, but we also have other niches that we are going to dive into as well. On that a little bit more later on, but for now, I'm hoping that you understand what the benefits are of this new intent selector, and also how you can reduce the number of nodes and flow automations, right? Just by using this. If you have any questions, do let me know and I'll try to answer you as soon as possible. But for now, have a great day, take care, and talk soon.